Hi there, LJUMC family. This week we begin a really important season in our Christian year, the season of Lent. The season of Lent is a time of reflection. It's a time of introspection. It's the time to prepare ourselves, not only for a new commandment to love, to acknowledge our human frailty and brokenness in the betrayal and crucifixion of the Christ, but also to recognize the opportunity, or at least to prepare for the opportunity for celebration as we remember that death is not the last word. And so this season of Lent is a particularly important part of our Christian year and indeed our Christian discipleship. Now there's a regular tradition across Christianity during the season of Lent to give something up. And some people give up, these days, social media. Some people give up coffee or chocolate or fatty foods, or there are so many things that we can give up to help us in that way of centering. Some people take on a new practice, maybe a practice of exercise or a practice of discipleship. We have a number of opportunities for you to grow in your discipleship, and I've talked about these several times, whether it's one of our Bible studies, Monday morning, Thursday morning, Wednesday evening, our Sunday Morning Explorers group. This might be a time, because you've heard me talk about those weekly sermon notes, this might be a time for you to take on the practice of reviewing those sermon notes every single week during this season, maybe doing so with a family member or a trusted friend, going through as these prepare us for our weekly worship. And when it comes to our weekly worship, I do want to remind you that we'll be beginning a sermon series called Jesus Trending. This was developed by pastors and laity from this annual conference and explores the idea of our faith and spirituality in some ways through the lens of various social media channels. This Sunday, the sermon title is How Big Is Your Fish? And I'm not a fisherman, but maybe you can understand that as a recognition of the way sometimes we embellish, sometimes we tell stories, and often we do that in ways to make ourselves look bigger, better, smarter, all of those things. Sometimes we do those things when we feel like we're not enough. And yet, as we'll explore this Sunday, may we remember that in God's grace, in God's love, in God's image in which we are created, we are always enough, just as we have been created. So, my dear friends, I hope that you will lean into this season of Lent. I hope that you will give something up or take on a practice. I hope you will engage with these sermons and this sermon series. I hope you will engage with your faith community during this season to prepare your hearts, your minds, your souls for all that is to come in Holy Week and beyond. I hope you will take this time of thoughtfulness and introspection to grow in your faith in Jesus Christ. I hope, dear friends, to see you on Sunday. Grace and peace to you, my friends.